welcome back to the Whatnauts Reactor Core. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined by Melissa Wilkinson. Melissa, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I got ice cream.
Ooh, ice cream is always a blast. Is this in celebration of the finale of Marvel's What If?
No, it was mostly just because my allergies were bothering me and my throat was kind of scratchy, but sure. You know, I celebrate life in many ways. I celebrate What If.
Good for you. Good for you. That's a good outlook to have indeed. I am doing okay. I'm excited to talk about the finale to Marvel's What If. So here we are. Let's dive right in. Melissa, what were you expecting? How did it live up to expectations? What did you think?
I think we were both expecting that the Watcher would go and collect different champions from different universes to put them together and fight Ultra Vision, which he did. Everyone we predicted was there mostly. No, not like the silly ones like Scott's head in a jar attached to a cape.
Missed opportunity,
Surprise appearance by a Gamora, and not before seen Gamora, which I appreciated. She's one of my faves, and I like that it's like, we don't even need to introduce you to this. Like, it's what makes this Gamora special? Maybe nothing. Don't you want just regular Gamora on your team?
We'll circle back around.
Just get a Gamora, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm glad if nothing else, they included a Gamora on the team.
Yes, that's what I'm here for. It was good.
We need one of those. We need one of those Gamoras on the team.
We need a green lady with a big knife. Where do we find her?
With a double-sided sword that is bigger than her. It's great. Yeah. So I'm assuming besides Gamora, you ended up liking the finale.
Fun action. It was neat to see these different characters thrown together. Lots of like great little character moments in here. Happy they had room for that.
Indeed. Yeah, I really enjoyed the action of this, but I have to say, I think overall this episode was a disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
I did not leave that feeling good. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to say, but I feel like there was a lot left to be desired, and
sure.
I think the title of this one is What If the Watcher Breaks His Oath, which he did. But this whole show, every single new scenario we get, they play out the consequences of the choices that are made or the changes that are made. They see how it all plays out. This one, I don't feel like they did that. I feel like it stopped short. It
kind of did. Yeah.
And I just like, that was, as much as I wanted to see the big confrontation, right, with this big fight scene, which was, again, fantastic. It was amazing.
Really good.
I at least wanted something, at least a tease, but I felt like this could have been maybe 4 minutes longer, right?
I agree.
Had some Uatu, you naughty boy, what are you up to?
It's his mom waving a rolling pin at him. I liked everything that was in the episode. I do agree. It feels like there was a couple minutes missing. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with what we have, but it does feel like there's supposed to be something here that didn't get finished in time. But what you said about what are the consequences of Uatu's actions, there's that conversation he has at the end of the episode with Doctor Strange where, like, I think he calls him, like, well, friend, it's up to you to guard this crystal orb. And I'm like, oh, that's it. The consequence of breaking your oath is friend. It's a good thing.
Or
that's
secrets.
how I choose to.
If you want to look at it that way, like, you now have this thing.
No, I want
to
look at it the friend way.
From everyone else.
I want to look at it the way where, like, Uatu, like, breaks his oath, and what he gets in return, perhaps retribution is yet to come down the line. That seems like a good hook for like a season 2 premiere. But yeah, he's just got buds. He gets to like talk to Natasha. That's what he gets, and it's nice.
Yeah, he gets to crack a beer with them at the bar in between realms. Realmless
I like
bar.
that. I dug it. Just psychically construct a bar from Peggy's memories. Like, I love that Doctor Strange is like stationed behind the bar. Like he's not there for like one bit. He stands back there for the entire conversation. Right. It's not like he's like, I'm back here once to like serve a beer to Thor as a joke. He's like, no, I am the bartender. This is my workstation. This is where I live.
Stuff like that in comics, like in both Marvel and DC. There are bars out there where like the magic people hang out, right? And they can have their magic conversations and drinks and stuff like that. And I like that.
What's so funny about it to me is that he's magic. Like, he does not need to be behind a bar. There's nothing in the bar. There's not a bottle of Cointreau back there. He can just make it appear. He can stand anywhere, but instead he stands behind the bar, away from everybody else, because his heart is hurt.
It gives him a sense of authority, though.
Right?
To, like, stand back behind there and stuff like that. So I don't know, because I mean, it wasn't his plan, but I think he was kind of the first one involved of like, hey, we're gonna need your magic powers first and foremost to do all of this stuff. But yeah, so they assemble the team, the Guardians of the Multiverse, the Multiversal Avengers. And yeah, they fight Ultravision. It's an amazing fight. The action was great. There was some more, like, maybe one of my favorite Doctor Strange moments in this, when Thor tosses Mjolnir and Doctor Strange hits it with that spell so that there's like 200. Oh, it was so good. I was like, that's insane. This is so cool.
Excellent use.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I loved the fight scene. I loved that at the end of this, it was not about like, how do we beat the bad guy? How do we kill it? How do we stop it? Or stuff like that. But it is that, like, how do we stop this immovable object? How do we destroy it? Right? It is that whole conundrum of like, well, you don't really, but you get another immovable object, aka Killmonger, who in the universe they plucked him out of is even more of an asshole than which I guess in the Black Panther, not as much of like, he's not really an asshole, but he is like he was justified. Let's put
this
it that
version
way.
Killed a lot more people.
Yes. Yeah. And yeah, it is this idea that they are these opposing forces or opposing powers that both want the stones so much that the stones like stay in stasis between them, which is a really neat idea. That is not what I was expecting. How this one to wrap up, or at least how it concludes for this season. Like, I thought they were actually going to beat Ultravision, and then yet at the end there is like the Council of Watchers, or whoever they made their oath to. To again just be like, you naughty boy, Owatu, what are you doing? And that didn't happen there. So
yeah. It did feel like something was missing, but I liked all the content of the episode. I loved Peggy and Natasha being best friends. I want a lot more of that.
Yeah. That was an interesting mix, because it starts out much like the Winter Soldier starts out. They're about to go on the Lumerian Star. And they do all of that, and they do that like, so what are you doing this weekend? We want to set you up on a date with Bernard from accounting, which the original name was, what was it? Becky? No. What?
I don't remember. I'm waiting on the new Rockstars breakdown to tell me. I didn't look this up on my own. Okay. Eric Voss will do it if I just wait.
I really liked that it was flipped. I was wondering if maybe you read any kind of romantic interest between them.
Yes.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up from Melissa. Yeah, because at the end there, especially, there was that one scene where like you could really see Widow is blushing. When she's like right there. Also, she's this like huge giant woman.
Peggy's so much taller than Natasha. It's so funny.
She's just like giant woman.
Yeah. It was just funny because when I watch Winter Soldier, I feel like Steve and Natasha have a very like familial relationship. Like I know like
it's flirty,
she kisses him
playful.
Like like she kisses him like as okay, we need to hide from the bad guys. If we smush our faces together, they won't like look at our faces or notice it's us. Like they do that as a
people
ploy.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Right. Yeah, like they have fun with each other, but it feels like very platonic,
Yeah.
But this one, Natasha and Peggy, I don't know. Yeah. I want to see them kiss for real and not just as a ploy to hide their faces from a bad guy.
Absolutely. I agree with that one. What else did we get here? So let's talk about Gamora, because I said we would circle back to that one here. So as one of the members of the team that they pull to fight Ultravision is this version of Gamora that we haven't seen yet. She's brand new. We don't know what her story is, and she's standing there with Tony Stark in this Hulkbuster armor that looks like it's maybe from Sakaar. I don't know exactly. It looks like it's from
decorations and paint.
Yeah, something from space. And it's not the like red and gold that he usually goes for. It's like teal and orange. And the Watcher shows up and is very specifically like, no, not you, Tony. We want Gamora.
None. We also don't want Etri, who's also there. They're like in the forge on Nidavellir, like straight out of Infinity War, but instead of Thor and Rocket and Groot there to make Stormbreaker, it's Gamora and like this Tony in like painted up Hulkbuster armor talking to Etri, trying to make this like Infinity Stone smasher. Like she smushes them together like in an accordion.
Yeah, which I'm curious as to where they got the idea, because it immediately made me think of a shredder like in an office. So I was like, did one of them come from the 90s? Like, was this somehow Peter Quill's idea? He's like, guys, we have this invention on Earth. It's the future. It's going to be in every building, right? And it's just a paper shredder. Right. And then Stark is like, I can do you one better. And he makes the
cosmic paper shredder.
Exactly. I like that idea, but it's interesting that this is a character that we don't know, that we don't have her story. And from what I understand, from what I hear on the interwebs, is that maybe there was supposed to be an episode somewhere in there that we didn't get and it wasn't ready. Sure, COVID has messed up a ton of stuff, and I know that while a lot of things can easily be translated to working from home, some cannot, and some also depend on what kind of internet you have at home too. Some people's upload speeds not good, or download speeds are not good, and so that creates unnecessary okay, well, we can't get this in on time, it's just gonna take longer.
The lead animator for Gamora just lives on a farm somewhere. That's why we didn't get this other episode.
To be honest, you never know. Maybe.
Unsure. I didn't mind it though, because I thought it was funny that we were just dropped into this very specific other universe that clearly has so much going on, but it's like, nope, just passing. It's gonna yoink this Gamora. All right, bye, guys. I like how random that was.
I'm okay with that. having someone on the team that we don't know about yet, I think is good fodder for teasing season 2 if they end up going back to tell her story or something like that, or a future story of like what does this Gamora do now that she knows about the multiverse? Like how what if the knowledge of the multiverse changes things somehow, some way, right? So yeah, that could be really interesting stuff, but yeah, it feels like sure, okay, maybe the entire episode didn't get there, but did you seriously not have enough time to put like 4 extra minutes on this thing to just have someone show up and be like, the Watcher, you are in trouble, right? And that's it. That's the end. Like all you need is that one line, like 30 seconds, and it could have been like, uh-oh, he's in trouble. Season 2, it's gonna be wild. We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you would check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/The Whatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/The Whatnauts, and we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you want to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today.
We don't know who he reports to. Perhaps this was always meant to lead up to the fact that maybe he seems scared of something, of some sort of force. Maybe this hasn't been introduced to us yet. You know, think about it. We got Eternals, we got all sorts of multiverse stuff. There's a lot coming on down the pipeline. I choose to believe, maybe it's Miss Minutes.
The evil Miss Minutes.
Like what you've been doing with like this finger wagging, like Watu, you naughty boy. That's her. That's what she would do.
Yeah. She'd be like, oh Watu, you naughty boy.
And kick him with her little round cartoon shoes.
Right. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens, because I like that is a big draw for me for this show, is like knowing that there is precedent for this and knowing they set it up to be like, yeah, he can't intervene is just like, that seems kind of like Chekhov's gun in a way here. Like he's going to intervene. We just don't know how that's going to play out. And yeah, you're right. We still have the Eternals. We still have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We still have Spider-Man No Way Home, which I think some of that stuff we were supposed to have seen first and seen before this.
Ooh, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, there might be a few things introduced that, like, if we had seen those and then we had seen this, we would know, like, the Watcher is now going to be answerable to Kang or whoever else.
Yeah,
I mean, actually, Kang might be an interesting thing that he took an oath to, especially if they, I don't want to say all powerful, but are this like conquering force, or some of them are this conquering force. And since Kang was there protecting the timeline so that something like this wouldn't happen, there might be this, he might be answerable to Kang somehow, some way. But yeah, we don't know. There's still a lot to see what happens down the road. And I don't think season 2 is officially confirmed yet.
I've heard a lot of, I think I've heard strong things saying it could, like it's probably going to happen. I feel like I feel like I wouldn't have heard it so much if it truly was not happening.
Yeah. But they did not do what they did at the end of Loki, where they were like, Loki will return in season 2. They could have done The Watcher will return in season 2. But yeah, I have a strong feeling this will get a season 2. We will get to explore those consequences some more. And again, I still want them to just go bananas. Like, in fact, make everyone a living banana, because why not? Like, but what if bananas in pajamas, but Marvel, right? Marvel bananas in pajamas.
Bananas and little quantum travel suits.
Right, exactly. I just want like stuff to be bonkers in season 2. Go all out. I think they can stretch their legs a little bit more. If, like looking back on what we got for season 1, I had a blast. I had a lot of fun watching this. I think they gave us a pretty good variety, but I think it's also still kind of tighten it. It's still a little bit close to the best. Where I'd just like to see them expand your mind, big, right? So yeah, what thoughts on, now that the whole season is done and looking back, what are your thoughts on the whole season?
It was a lot of fun. It was fun to see how much of this is an anthology. Is it building to something? I like that we just gradually got more and more Uatu, the actual guy. He wasn't just like a celestial silhouette. Eventually we see to all of him, his entire face, his blinking, glowing eyes, all but like
battle
just
armor.
Putting a live action Jeffrey Wright there on the screen. Like to get to know him. He shows different emotions. He's not in the same role at the end that he was at the beginning. He got to be a character. The story got to evolve. We did get a lot of different tones, and even when there were like episodes that were like, okay, what if it was dark and people died? I'm over that now. Can I have a fun one? The next week was a fun one. Then we got Party Thor. Like, you seem to anticipate what you wanted. And I think the real joy of this is seeing all these like little side characters sort of thrown together. Like, what if Darcy married Howard the Duck? What if you're on a zombie team with Happy Hogan and Kurt from XCon? Like, that's what I want. Please bring like the smallest, not to call some of these characters small, but like, of course we're gonna have like the big heavy hitters who are an action figure in play. But who can you bring me who's not an action figure and have them play off of each other? That's what I'd really love to see.
Yeah. I think we need to see more of Scott Lang in What If. I feel like we need to see more of Jimmy Woo in What If.
Would love that.
Yeah. We need to see more. I think Happy was
Hogan fun.
Would be a fun one. Yeah. I don't know. There's so much that we could do here.
Just
interesting one.
Herb
one
from
would be like
pruning his hedges.
Sure. Yeah. We need more Agatha in What If.
I'd love to go to like regular Westview, like outside of what Wanda did to it. Like, I just
what if it happened in Eastview, right? And then like.
Yeah, I want that as these shows go on, they'll start to like reference each other more. I'd love to have a season 2 of What If. I think it has been said that there may be a Wanda and Vision episode. I'd love to see future episodes of What If that address more of like, what if Sam's sister became the Falcon? Like, I want all this stuff. Reference all this,
bring her
this
back.
Newer stuff we've been adding. Like, the cast is going to keep growing. We could have What Ifs about like Shang-Chi or
what if Steve really was on the moon? That'd be great.
Moon Steve.
Yeah, we need Moon
that's
Steve.
what I want. I want Moon Steve.
What if? So this one kind of ends with this like one more thing. Like, hey, we found the, I forget what the Hydra Buster. What did they call
the Hydra Stomper?
Yeah, Hydra Stomper. And they were like, someone's inside, but they didn't show us who was inside. could be Bernard from accounting. We don't know.
What a prank.
Right? But yeah, it could be Skinny Steve. What if, to get to this dimension, Skinny Steve had to go to the moon?
The moon's where the portal is.
Moon Steve.
If you get to the MCU has never gone to the moon. I'm sure. What if they went to the moon and it's like all this stuff we've been looking for? Here it is. We've just never tried going through the moon to get to anywhere else.
Did they ever say where that?
Here. Just take moon.
Did they ever say where that end credit scene with Stan Lee and all the Watchers was at? So I assumed that was on the moon, unless they said on screen and I just completely forgot.
I'm not sure if that was geo-stamped as being in a specific cosmic location.
Who knows?
Perhaps that is known. I don't know it. I just took it to be a planet. So other details I want to mention about this episode before I forget. I really liked that it was they addressed that Ivan may be Natasha's father, but her dad is Alexei. I think that's our first reference back to Black
Maybe
Widow,
your father,
the movie,
but he ain't your daddy.
Right? That's her Yondu.
Yep. Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, I liked that detail that it is still this mystery of we don't ever really know who Ivan is. Not that I really need to know exactly, but it is just this thing that's just like, oh yeah, she never really found out that stuff. That's cool. That's fine. I also really liked the Doctor Strange's mystical armor that he made for everyone.
Yeah,
that was so cool.
That was fun.
I liked that a lot.
I dug that a lot. I liked this interplay of the different characters. I was hoping to have a little bit more of a connection between T'Challa, Star-Lord, and Killmonger. But I was noticing Killmonger's kind of hanging back. He doesn't have a lot to do in this episode, I guess, to lead up to he's not talking to anybody because secretly he's plotting. I love that they're if we put Killmonger around those stones, he will want them. He's gonna get them.
Yeah, which was the Watcher's plan of we need him so that he wants these things. He wants the next big weapon that he can kill things with. Yeah, that was good. I thought that was a good move there by the Watcher. But yeah, I did kind of hope that they would end up buddies, Star-Lord, T'Challa, and Killmonger.
It would be nice to see those two find a way to connect in different circumstances.
Right. Because
he cousins.
He turned Thanos
Yes, exactly.
Right? There has to be some way he can connect with him there.
I did like that flash at the end that after everybody's taken back to the second that they were taken from out of their timelines, that it's T'Challa and Peter Quill, the Dairy Queen Lord,
just fighting,
shooting those blasters, fighting off Ego together. I'd love to see more of those two.
Good stuff, Dairy Queen Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to give a quick shout out that if you did like the armor that Doctor Strange made for everyone, there is in the future, I don't know how, I think 2022 at some point, they said there's going to be a new Marvel video game called Midnight Suns that focuses on more of some of the occult and supernatural characters like Ghost Rider and Blade and Nico Minoru from the Runaways and Magic, stuff like that. And in that, they also have, it's not mystical as in it's see-through and it's just this gold stuff, but they do get this black and gold mystical armor in that looks really neat. So be on the lookout for Midnight Suns.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of about it. I mean, there's still just a bunch of little cool moments, all the zombies falling in on Ultron. That was fun. The Viva Las Vegas his battle cry was great. Yeah, just I think it had a lot of really, really good moments, but at the end of the day, I felt this one did not fit in with the pattern that it established of just like, let's look at the consequences of all of this stuff here, or how this would play out. And yeah, a little bit disappointing in that sense, but I think at the end of the day, I enjoyed the season. This fight scene at the end here was phenomenal, and it was great. Thumbs up.
So out of the 4 MCU Disney Plus shows we've had so far, WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and now this have all had season finales that felt like something was missing. And I feel like it's only Loki that feels like very complete, you know, even down to the Loki will return in season 2 teaser.
Right.
And maybe having like that definite season 2 more set in stone than all the other shows let them more deliberately leave things on the table instead of through various resources and timelines not coming together like happenstance in the other shows, particularly how much I know had to be cut out of Falcon and the Winter Soldier for that virus subplot.
Yeah. That's an interesting point. That is the one that has felt most complete, and that's the one that has been confirmed to be in season 2, or to be making a season 2. But yeah, good stuff though. Good stuff. I enjoyed this, and I hope it gets a season 2.
It's been a lot of fun. I think this is a great outlet for the MCU to stretch its arms and wiggle around and do something weird.
Get wiggly. Yeah. Get wiggly. Let's see. So now that What If is wrapped up and we've already done all of our stuff for Star Wars Visions, we're not entirely sure what the next like every week will be here thing will be.
Yeah.
However, this next week, at some point, we will be doing a spoiler cast for the new James Bond movie, No Time to Die. If you want to go catch up.
I want to say, makes that at least, I was going to say the 10th episode in a row, and then I remembered you and Ignacio have been talking about Visions, so really it's not. But so much Jeffrey Wright. What a year for Jeffrey Wright.
He's going to be in this. He's going to be in the new Batman movie.
Yeah, he's Commissioner Gordon.
Whenever that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So we will be doing a spoiler cast on that if you want to go catch up on all the previous Daniel Craig James Bond movies. We also have covered those on the Whatnauts review show, which is our weekly book club style podcast. I will put one of the like YouTube cards up in the corner over that way, so you guys can go click on that and check it out. But yeah, we will be back at some point. I don't know exactly when we are recording it, but we will figure that out this weekend and get it up shortly. But then down the road, I know we got Eternals, which we will be doing a spoiler cast for, and then Hawkeye. And then Hawkeye at the end of November. Then we have Spider-Man No Way Home in December. And then I think Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is, I think, March. And I don't know if there's any other kind of shows somewhere in between. I don't know what their release schedule is. Yeah. So stuff
Batman
is
sometime
coming down
next
the road.
year.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Batman's in February. Take your sweetheart to go see The Batman for Valentine's Day.
How romantic, right? A man that dresses up as a bat. If that doesn't scream romance, then I don't know, dude, something's wrong with you or something.
Honey, you've solved the riddle of my heart. Honey, you're the umbrella to my penguin.
Good stuff. With that being said, Melissa, where can the people find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Wilkywit. That's WILKYWIT. And listen to my other podcasts, Saturday Morning Obscurities.
There you go. If you guys want to stay up to date with me, I'm at YoKyleSpringer on Twitter. If you guys want to stay up to date with all the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. So go like, share, subscribe, no matter what multiverse you might be in. It helps us out a ton. And a big shout out to all of our Patreon supporters, especially those at the $5 tier and above. So thank you to Sam for helping us keep the mics on. We love you. We appreciate you. Happy spooky month. Happy Halloween. All of that stuff. So yeah, that wraps us up for the reactions to Marvel's What If Season 1. We will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.